Hi, this is Jenny Pohlman and Sabrina Knowles. We're a collaborative team of 28 years working in blown and sculpted glass and steel and found objects. We're very excited to be a part of the Habatat International Invitational this year. It's the 48th and it's the longest running exhibition of glass in the world. Hats off to the entire family of Habatat for continuing to connect awesome people with awesome artists working in the medium of glass. What we're looking at here is a tapestry fragment, and you'll soon find out why we call it a fragment. For now, you can see that it's composed of individually blown and sculpted glass elements, all of our own design, all referencing healing. You see this fantastic bird by Sabrina, represents for us primordial memory, feathers for flight, root forms for medicinal plants. The vessels can contain whatever your imagination desires, and the entire thing is suspended by links of individually selected beads. We collect beads from around the world, primarily through the Tucson Gem and Jewelry Show and some African traders that visit us occasionally. We hand make all of these O-rings and all of these links, and you can see here a small collection of the beads we get to choose from, all from around the world, all made by hand. And of course a collection of O-rings. All of these weave together to form what we call a tapestry fragment. This piece is 45 inches high by 29 inches wide by 9 inches deep. And now we're going to take a moment to go on a little journey. For those of you who don't have the time right now, you can skip to the end of this presentation and see some images of our other offerings for the exhibition. So, here we go. Origins of a tapestry fragment. In 1997, Sabrina and I embarked on a 2-month backpacking journey to Zimbabwe. We saved every penny we could, and we rented out our studio, an apartment, and studied the Rough Guide and Lonely Planet on the history of the country for a year, and we were off. We had no backpacking experience whatsoever. Sabrina is allergic to mosquito bites and sleeping on the ground, so you might be wondering why we went. After moving to Seattle in 1989, I learned of these massive stone walls in Mashingo, Zimbabwe, built by the Shona tribe around 1000 AD. The British disputed their African origins when they saw them in the 1800s. It's a long, unsurprising story that I'll not go into now. These walls are assembled from individual hand-cut granite blocks without mortar, and they still stand. Some of the walls are 4 feet thick. What drew me to them was their scale and curvature. There's no corner to be found, the mystery of their purpose, and the fact that the British refused to believe that Africans could build with stone. For 2 months we journeyed via bus, train, shared taxi, and on foot, all through the country. We traveled through cities and into the highlands. We had tremendous experiences with people of all ages, infants, ancients, school teachers, hardworking moms. They all became our teachers. We've never met people more honest and trusting and generous, full of spontaneous joy despite their compromised history and the hardships of their daily life. And while traveling through Zimbabwe, we had a greater understanding of the strength, grace, and wisdom of women, and that boosted our optimism for the survival of all living things. And now on to the origin story. Of all of our teachers, Ralph inspired us the most. We met a few times in the crafts market of Bulawayo of Zimbabwe, and he soon realized we were not typical travelers or tourists. He invited us to join him on a trip to the local bush doctor's market. We were amazed. For the first time, we were learning of and from people who knew how to find remedies from the earth. No bottles, no cotton, no labels, no foolproof lid locks, just organic matter, all with its own gift of remedy, and the wise ones who knew what the remedies were. This awe-inspiring experience was just one of so many we shared during these 2 months. We took off on a journey to see ancient stone walls, having no idea that the journey would change us forever and affect our work. We returned bursting with a desire to share all that we had learned along the way, and much to our surprise, we were offered a show at the Pratt Gallery at Coca, the Center of Contemporary Arts, by then Pratt Fine Arts Center director Greg Robinson. So we worked through the winter using our skill set, blowing and sculpting glass, and bending and welding steel, and we created narrative sculptures to tell our stories and to share our experiences. We painted the walls charcoal gray and titled our show African Daydreams Through a Seattle Winter. And now for the origins of the tapestry fragment. One of our original compositions for the show, Homage to the Bush Doctors Market, evolved to become our tapestry fragment series. This original work is a composition of blown and sculpted glass elements, beads, and found objects. It was natural for us to present our healing elements in a suspended format since we'd been suspending glass on the wall in the form of our prayer beads since 1992. In this piece, we filled the blown vessels with our selection of healing herbs. As we evolved this series, we integrated color, and we designed and created additional form: hands for nurturing, pods for rebirth and regeneration, female deities and root forms, and we increased the scale. You can see this piece is over 6 feet high by 4 feet wide. We strive for a balance of color, form, texture, material, weight, and we're intrigued by the relationships among the elements, most intentional, but some are serendipitous. And the last evolution of our Homage to the Bush Doctors Market began in 2010 as we worked to adapt the energies of our original vision to a smaller scale. Though considerably smaller, these compositions continue to relay the spirit of our intentions, which is to create a visual composition that sings of healing, balance, and synchronicity. And that is the origin of our tapestry series. Our second offering for Habatat 48 is a revisitation of the original Homage to the Bush Doctors Market, and it measures 49 inches high by 59 inches wide by 10 inches deep. We had been wanting to create a composition like this for quite some time, a contemporary revisitation of the original. In addition to clear sandblasted glass, we included clear polished glass and mirroring of both clear and sandblasted glass elements. It was a challenge to use steel rather than our traditional copper and brass embellishments, and we feel we were successful. Because of the ways this composition throws light, and because we worked through another Seattle winter to create it, we titled this piece In the Light of Winter. Our final offering for Habatat's 48th International Invitational is a composition of our spears, which for us symbolize self-empowerment and liberation. Their origins begin in Zimbabwe as well, when we learned of a spiritual leader named Nahanda, a spirit reincarnate who leads her people in times of crisis. The reincarnate we learned about most was Nahanda of the late 1800s, who attempted to unify her people against colonization. We titled our first set of 5 spears, Nahanda's Uprising. The blades of these spears are solid sculpted glass. The shafts are steel pipe that has been altered with a power hammer. We wrap the center of each shaft with copper wire and articulate the transitions from glass to steel with a variety of beads. Sabrina deeply sand carved the backs of the 3 longest spears with a pattern inspired by an aerial view of the Namibian sand dunes during our trip in 2008. And this concludes our movie. You can learn more about us and our work on our page of the Habatat website and on our website, PohlmanKnowles.com, which includes work and travel images, videos and writings on the origins of much of our work, and you can buy our book, Synchronicity, 25 Years of Collaboration, published in 2018 by Trojan Press. We thank all of you who have appreciated and supported us through the years, and we're sending our love and support to everyone during this unprecedented and crucial time. We wish for you a way to find hope, peace, strength, courage, compassion, and perhaps even a bit of joy. Love, love, love until next time. Bye-bye.